I can tell you that.
Wow. It's everybody on the show gets, you're a legend. You're a legend. You're a legend.
Great call, Oprah. I'm with you.
Check under your seat.
Exactly. Well, I looked, and no,
no.
there's nothing.
There's no
nothing.
legend under there. Youth Connect, Monday nights. We're back for a second show. That was a good thing. That means the first show, I guess, worked because they let us come back for a second. We're excited about that.
They did. Let's talk about the first show. Okay. Any good coach, you review game film, you go back, you chop it up.
What'd you find in that first show?
Well, number one, I found that you let me make an incorrect statement regarding the actual name of the show twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. We're Youth Connect.
Yeah.
We're Youth Connect.
What'd you say, Sports Connect?
I'm not saying what I said because if I say what I said,
well,
then it gets
it's
in my
out
head.
there. It's out there,
It's
Coach.
Youth
You
Connect.
can go back and listen.
As I did. It's Youth Connect. Welcome, everyone, to Youth Connect. I said Youth Connect.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for those who listened and followed. Round one. Here goes round two.
We're going to have Jordan Williams join us from TriFit. We're going to talk a little fitness. We could use some fitness.
We're going to talk about it. That doesn't mean we have to do it.
Oh,
right?
okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Maybe for the kids, the youth, they need to make sure they've got their fitness game down.
It is Youth Connect. So
That is
yes,
true.
We're here for the youth, no doubt.
How's the nerves in show 2?
The nerves are better in show
Yeah.
2 than what they were in show 1.
Okay.
I'm
well,
going to
that's
tell you
good.
that. I'm going to tell you that.
Okay. Well, I mean, there was a lot of teams we saw this weekend. They looked like they had a lot of nerves because they had the nerve to wreck my bracket.
Well, let's talk about your bracket in a second.
I don't really want to. No, we can move on.
I guarantee you mine's worse than yours. But how was your youth sports weekend, Darren?
Cold.
Cold?
Very cold.
But was it a successful youth sports weekend?
Which is the only reason that I'm probably here today.
I
probably just would have scrapped Monday.
It was very successful. Devlin, would you know this? Okay, our guy, Darren, all right, he won an 11U, the first one out, okay, 11U baseball tournament this weekend. In the cold. He's not lying.
I haven't heard about this.
Oh, you wait till Twitter hits, because after he won it, he jumped up on the bleacher in the dugout, took his shirt off, and swung it around Eric Musselman style.
I need film.
Would you?
No, that's Coach. That's Musselman. He did that. He was indoors. That was in a gym. Where you coach.
But Shelly
that was
told
in
me
a gym.
Shelly told me you
We were outside. No, I would not do that. I wouldn't do that indoors either. But I certainly didn't do it this weekend outside.
Well, it would have been a lot cooler if you did.
First
do that.
of all, to do that, Devlin, it would have taken 10 minutes to unlayer. So to get shirtless, we would have killed 10 minutes just to get there.
I'm taking his word.
Thank you, Devlin. See, Devlin's my guy.
See, I mean, because I look like the Michelin Man out there this weekend trying to stay warm.
The rumor was you took your shirt off.
No,
I was in my wife's pod.
You were.
And it was with a heater.
So explain that, because this is a Youth Connect show. There's a lot of people that are in the travel scene as parents, right? And it's not just a baseball thing. Look, kids out there playing in soccer turns all kinds. In fact, Jordan Williams, doesn't he have daughters playing soccer, right?
Right.
Okay. You get to learn how to deal with all the elements, whether it's the crazy heat in the summer or the crazy weather that is the month of March. Like 2 weeks ago when it was in the 70s or pushing 80, or actually was just like a week ago.
It's Tennessee. Who knows?
Pushed 80. And then we were in the 30s and 20s this weekend. Actually, didn't we reach the teens overnight?
Yes, we did. Now,
so explain a pod.
Okay, so number one, you've got to load the truck, the minivan, the car up. You've got to do that.
Yeah.
So what we thought was, a case of bottled waters, hello bat bag.
Yeah, that always helps.
The wagon, folks, you have to have a wagon.
It's a must.
It's a must.
Doesn't have to be 4-wheel drive, but you got to have a wagon.
Chairs. Everybody needs to sit in a chair.
Yep.
Again, back to Darren's point, if we're going club soccer, we're going travel baseball, whatever. So we've hit all those notes. But this weekend required, here's what I saw. I saw propane tanks.
Yes.
I saw generators.
Yes.
I saw miles of extension cords.
Check.
And some heaters that I had no clue that actually existed out there.
Yep, check.
So I guess I'm going to Harbor Freight tomorrow.
And hand warmers for days.
The hand warmers, yes, forgive me. I should have mentioned hand warmers. Absolutely. Hand warmers are a must regardless. But, again, the generator. Oh, if we're gonna have a generator, we gotta have our gas tank. We gotta have it fueled up with gas.
Yep.
So going out and get you another wagon. One's not gonna do it anymore, folks.
Yeah, but you haven't explained what the pod is yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got off track. The pod is our own little igloo.
Yeah. It's an igloo. It's a see-through igloo.
Yeah, it's a see-through. You know, you can see out and see the game. Credit Grandma, my mother-in-law. Shelly had to go borrow her pod. And in essence, it's its own little tent. You sit there, you watch the game, you have your little space heater in there, and I guarantee you I was about 18 to 20 degrees warmer than Coach Darren McFarland was in that dugout.
Yeah. Well, you look like you guys were like on a date and you were ice fishing. That's what you look like.
Well, due to your travel schedule, we don't get date night very much. So
so
consider that a date.
So that was a date night.
Yeah. Well, chalk it up. There you go.
Well, no wonder it looked like that.
That's all we can do.
But it did the job. You guys looked quite toasty in your little see-through igloo.
Yes, we did. And we had a big time in that toasty see-through igloo watching you shiver, but yet doing a great job coaching the young men.
Yeah.
And congrats on the tournament win.
Yeah. Well, that goes to the boys. They battled, man. Look, you know this. You coach sports, but I know it's indoors, but you've probably given the speech. Hey, this is just a matter of who wants them more than the other, right? And in this case, you're battling an opponent. If I can talk, I'm not even outdoors. That would be yesterday's show.
How's your nerves on round two? Are your nerves okay?
I'm just worried about my voice making it. Like Devlin's already heard for 2 hours. Justin said I feel like I sound like a very raspy, very, very raspy. You said you didn't hear it either, but it's there. So I feel like it's going. So I'm a little nervous on that front. Just like, that would be bad. By the way, congrats. You'll be doing the show on your own if that happens, but I don't think it'll happen.
I got Devlin.
Okay.
Got Devlin.
All right.
If I didn't, I'm leaving. So anyway, again, we'll move on, but congrats on the big tournament win. Now remember, also coaching wise, okay, the team won. So all credit, like you said, goes to the players. And great job, kiddos, great job. Now, if you lost, whose fault is that? Whose fault would that be?
That would be the coach.
That would be the coach. So no pressure, pressure next tournament.
Yeah.
But it's sports. So
it's a good gig, isn't it?
Hey, I tell you what.
They win, goes to the kids, they lose. It's all on you, buddy.
There's a reason your hair is as gray as mine.
So we are excited. So the bracket, so
No bracket. Lord, no.
Okay.
No, why?
Well, because you're a basketball coach. I thought you would be an expert with a bracket.
Great. Okay. Because I'm an expert. Because I had Virginia in the Elite Eight and Utah State in the Sweet 16. Do I need to keep going and embarrass myself?
Well, I mean, we all have. I had Kennesaw State in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I had them too.
Did you?
Yeah. Not in the Sweet 16. I had them win round one.
Yeah, that was like my upset special.
And Drake was my upset special. We talked about
Drake.
Did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Well, my bracket was awful, so thanks for bringing that up, Darren. I appreciate that, buddy.
Let's move on to fitness. Let's get in shape. Let's do that next.
Right now? Do we have to do that now?
No, we're going to have Jordan on the other side. Let's stretch and then get ready for Jordan on the other side.
Well, he can get us where we need to be, I guarantee.
If you're out there and you're listening to Youth Connect and you have kids that are playing sports, fitness is vitally important, right? Especially today. Not maybe when I was growing up, we didn't have all this stuff. We didn't have indoor facilities and trainers and all the stuff that our kids have today. I didn't grow up with. But if you want to stay, I guess, playing in the circles that you are, you have to do all these things. I mean, because everybody else is doing it.
You do, and not even sports related. Have we all felt? How many of us have felt awkward at prom, our first dance outing? Because that was me anyway. I didn't know how to dance. When we talk about fitness, we talk about movements, we talk about all these things. Even our guy Jordan Williams can help us there.
Yeah. Well, you're right. It's not just for the kids. It's also for,
it's not for me. Sorry,
as Jordan. We're in adults. I mean, we could probably all stand to be in shape, make sure we're in good shape.
Oh, absolutely. But that doesn't mean I'm willing to be committed to it right now. But I want our listeners to know that they should be more dedicated than I am.
Yeah.
At this point, because Jordan Williams can be the guy to go to for those things.
All right, let's talk to Jordan on the other side. Jordan Williams from TriFit Fitness. We'll bring him in the fold and find out what are some good programs you need to be looking at or trying out at TriFit. Okay, we'll do that next here on Youth Connect, Nashville Sports Radio.
Hey guys, it's Zach. Gear up for golf at Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville during their March golf sale. Swing in and stock up on their huge selection of new and gently used golf gear and equipment. During their month-long March golf sale, you save 10% on all gently used golf clubs. They have the trained staff to help you find the perfect set of golf clubs, a golf bag, golf balls, or a travel golf carry bag for the upcoming season. And they will also buy the golf gear you're no longer using. That's right, every day, all day, you can get cash on the spot for your underused golf gear. They also buy baseball, lacrosse, football, soccer, disc golf, plate weight, hockey gear, and the treadmill that is transformed into a clothes hanger. If you have gear you no longer use or doesn't fit, trade it in for either cash or for store credit towards your next purchase. And you can trust me, not only am I a spokesperson, but I'm a customer. You can always find me in the golf section over at the Hendersonville store. Check out Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville. Tell them your friend Zach over here at Nashville Sports Radio sent you. That's Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the TSSAA and the Tennessee Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
I'm not saying like Derrick Henry's going to be bad. I just don't think he's going to be able to tote the rock 330 times in a season. He did lose a half step. He was getting caught in that second level. And you saw the fumbling. If that's what their plan is, we're just going to go in again on Derrick Henry and figure this out. It just seems like the definition of insanity to me.
The afternoon stretch. Afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Broadcasting live on 107.9 FM in Smyrna. Youth Connect with Darren McFarland and head coach Matt Rigsby.
All right, let's get you in shape on this cold Monday. It'll be warm here soon. Hang with us. Let's head down to Murfreesboro. Miss Jordan Williams. You want a personal trainer? He's your guy.
Have we got my guy, Jordan, on here?
I think so, from TriFit. Jordan, what's going on?
Hey, not much, guys. How are you doing?
What can you do for a couple of old geezers to get them in shape? Let's start there.
Not a lot. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, I figure.
You got to be motivated.
I figured we were lost causes. Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh-huh. Well, I hate to tell you, there's a shelf life for everything. So.
All right, interview's over. Jordan wins.
So we've got a lot of people. The premise of the show is obviously talking a lot about youth sports, and so you see a lot of youth come through you come to you and they're looking to get, because these are things that, I didn't have growing up, but we didn't have personal trainers. We didn't have all the great things that our kids are able to do today. So I'm just going to start with some generic stuff. Jordan, you're the expert. You're going to kind of help us guide through some of this information. So let's say, like the Rigsbys, they have 3 boys. Let's go with 8, 11, and 13. Mm-hmm. Can those 3 ages work out with you together? Do you have to do things separately? How does that work when you're dealing with, in this case, we'll go with an 8-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 13-year-old?
Okay. Well, that's a really good question. I actually get posed those situations a lot. So really the basis and the model of what we want to try to do here at TriFit is long-term athletic development. So that means different things for everybody in different phases of their development. So, I mean, you take an 8-year-old, there are some things you can do, but the biggest thing I encourage for really young participants is, play multiple sports. Play as much as you can. A 10-year-old, 11-year-old, they're starting to come into their bodies. They're starting to mature a little bit, and the biggest thing is what we try to do is teach everybody, regardless if it's an 8, a 10, or a 13-year-old, the foundations, the basics of human movement, running form, how to squat, how to hinge your hips. For a lot of people, some of the games look, speed and agility games look pretty simple. And, at the end of the day, they are. But, the more you can get kids moving and the more you can teach the foundations and the fundamentals, the better you can set up for their later development. And that's always going to be the goal. Even if I get a kid who's, in high school, same principles still apply, but you got to look at where he's at and where he needs to go.
What about muscle building? Is there like a proper age? We always hear like you shouldn't be throwing a curveball before fill in the blank age, depending on who you're talking to. What about muscle building? What is the right age to begin in that department?
Well, I mean, once again, you got to look at it kind of case by case.
Depends on the kid's size.
Yeah, I mean, you look, at the end of the day, you got biological age and chronological age. So biological age, everybody has been to that travel baseball or AAU basketball tournament, and you're like, we got to get the birth certificates out because there's no way
right.
that kid is 12.
Yep.
Everybody's been there. So that's a situation where a kid's biological age is ahead of his chronological age, and a lot of it just depends, when you get a kid in, when they're young and they're not hitting that, that full-grown man-type body yet, or even on the beginning stages of that, really what you're doing is you're training the nervous system. You're getting their nervous system, or thinking of it as like the building a faster, more productive computer. You know what I mean? Getting their nervous system to where it's more fast-twitch in nature. The fast-twitch muscles are more excitable. And then, when they start hitting some of that maturity, and you obviously, I'm not going to go into details, but everybody knows when that happens, then that's when you start packing on the muscles. One of the best things I tell parents is it's no different when you get your kids started in an early youth foundation strength and conditioning program than putting them in a really good pre-K program, where you work on your fine motor skills and your phonics. It's still foundationally setting them up for whenever they get ready to start taking that next step in their development.
Awesome stuff, Jordan. Of course, Matt here. Hello, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Hey. No, thanks for having me.
I'm sitting here making notes as you talk. Number one, hinge the hips. We have to keep talking about the importance of opening up the hips for our athletes. Mm-hmm. And we, I'm going to speak to myself here. We missed the boat on the importance of it. Can you name an actual sport or an actual movement where your hips are not involved?
No.
Exactly. So will you expand upon that a little bit regarding the importance of the hips? I mean, I'm a terrible bowler, but you got to bend over to bowl. And the action of bending over.
Well, some don't, but you should. Yes.
I'm all for bowler. Okay. Yeah. I'm admitting that, but hips are involved. There's nothing you can do successfully without the importance of engagement of the hips. So can you expand upon that, please, Jordan? Educate us a little bit, especially age development wise. Because I think there is miss number two. I've got a number two that I want you to hit on also. It's Wynn's 7 years old. He's not going to squat 140 pounds. No one's saying that, but things that you can do to make sure that his hips are activated, because he loves soccer. Can't play soccer without opening up of the hips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, a lot of it is what we're seeing with a lot of youth athletes. And, I've been doing this for since 2009. So however long that is. One of the things that really hurts with the kids these days is, man, there's too much sitting going on. Kids aren't outside running, playing, climbing trees, riding bikes like they used to. So, a lot of kids I get that come in here that aren't exposed to all that kind of stimulus, just, from moving more. Think about, 80 to, 160, 100 years ago. A lot of people did manual labor jobs, even at an early age. My dad grew up on a farm. So, kids sit for 8 hours a day in school. So you get kids that come in and they have incredibly weak glutes. They don't know how to separate their hips or do what's called a hip hinge. And, if you can't hinge and separate your hips, it really puts you behind the 8 ball as far as your development. So the biggest thing that we do with a lot of our youth getting in here at the early ages, we do a lot of ground-based exercises, bridges, crawls, duck walks, leopard crawls, bear crawl. You name it. Single leg glute bridges. You develop them a little bit from the ground, because even if you look at how we develop from, infants, babies, toddlers, it's that ground time where it drives a lot of neural activity, and it helps really wake up the human system and how to move. And think about we're always in shoes. Nobody's running around barefoot like they used to. So even for like an 8-year-old, like I said, once again, I think this is my own personal opinion. I think the foundational sport a kid should get in is some type of gymnastics sport, and then some type of running sport. Something like soccer is perfect, because it develops spatial awareness, hand-eye, really foot, vision, and then, get them into a hand-eye sport, a baseball or whatever, basketball after that. But even for, our 8-year-olds that come in, we sprint every single time our kids come in. We change directions, we squat, we work on a hip hinge. Some kids get it like that. Some kids struggle with it. And a lot of that's just not being exposed to enough of those patterns and movements. But I do agree with you when it comes to not seeing good hips with athletes. Some kids naturally have it. Some kids, it needs to be cultivated. But once again, it goes back to that model. You find where they fit in that model of their development. You plug them. You accentuate the good of what they're doing, and then you help work on their weaknesses.
Jordan Williams on the line with us, personal training at TriFit down in Murfreesboro. So what is maybe a question that you're asked most frequently, Jordan? What would that be?
Great question, Darren.
Yeah. One of the questions I ask all the time, when can you see results? That's definitely one of the questions you ask. I get often.
Sure.
And, a lot of it just depends on, what the own individual person's athletic ceiling is, and, how old they are. Those are some of the biggest questions, at the end of the day, what I tell parents the purpose of what you're doing here, yes, is to get your kid better at sports, but it's also the other intangibles of what the weight room brings that helps bring about better people, because at the end of the day, everybody like you guys has shelf lives with their athletic careers. Some shorter, some longer, but at the end of the day, if you teach discipline, dedication, ownership, autonomy, follow through, those are the things that I feel like will carry people later on in life. So that's definitely some of the basic questions I get. How long? It just depends. I mean, you hate to say that because people feel like you're topping out a little bit, but it's the honest to God truth.
Yeah, we live in a microwave society, though, so my guess is everybody wants it instantaneously.
Well, I expect...
Jordan, if I come to you one time, will I look like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get my magic wand out afterwards.
We do live in an absolute, immediate success society.
Patience is not exactly a word a lot of people... It's not in our vocabulary much these days.
No, it's not. Now... Jordan, I love you. I'm going to put you on the spot here because I need you to educate me and our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
You said athletic ceiling. Expand upon that a little bit. And if you could, if I can go the right way here, can you mix that with skill development too? So where are we at athletic ceiling wise? Obviously bigger, faster, stronger. But how do you mold that? Again, you're teaching me how to be a coach here, so that's why I'm asking this question if I'm rambling. How do you also mix that with skill development? Because I can get you where you need to be skill-wise better, but at the end of the day, if you're built like Matt Rigsby, you're built like Matt Rigsby. Let's just be bitter honest about it. I mean, it is what it is. So help me out there if I've made sense, Jordan.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So, I mean, at the end of the day, people are built for certain activities. Your 6'10" kids are built to play basketball. Those are what I call them the 1%ers. The guys who make it to the college out of the high school typically are a 1%er. The guys who make it to the pro are the 1% of the 1%. So, you can't change your genetics. Your genetics are what they are. If you're going to be a 5'10" kid who's most people are 50-50 with their fiber type distribution, so slow twitch and fast twitch. For the most part, people are 50-50. Now, there is the intermediate fibers that you could maybe get to be more type 2, twitchy, explosive. But that's when it comes to kind of getting as close to you can as your genetic ceiling. We'll take vertical jump, for instance, right? Somebody may get to the top of their top with a vertical of 35. Well, and Matt, you'll know this because you just stopped by and saw me for a second. Zion Swader, his vertical ceiling is higher than 99% of most people that walk into a gym. This guy's getting like 43s, 44s on a vertical. So that's kind of where you kind of have to help steer people. Like, look. At the end of the day, your ceiling's going to be different, but when you can get as close to that athletic ceiling as possible through the training and through the appropriate methods, that's really what it's all about. And there's another kid, Braden Kaiser, I work with. He started at 10 years old, and I think if he didn't start at 10 years old, his athletic ceiling would have never been raised as high as it was by the time he got to be a senior. But a lot of it just depends on when you get the kids, what the genetics are, what did mommy and daddy do? If mom and dad both played Division I sports, there's a good chance your kids got a good chance, But, at the end of the day, it's one of those where you have to step in that journey and you have to give it all you can and then let the chips fall where they may.
So, Jordan, if people are listening to this, and whether they're adults and if it's for them or if it's for their kids, and they would like to go down this path with you at TriFit Personal Training, how would they get in touch with you?
The best way to get in contact with me is you can obviously shoot me a text message or you can shoot me an email. Email is usually the best, trifitjordan@yahoo.com. That's a good way to get in touch. We have a website, trifitpersonaltraining.com. That's another good way to reach out, and somebody from our team will get in contact with you. Obviously I have a Twitter, I have a Instagram, I have all the social medias. That's another way to find me. Williams JM, I believe it's 10 is my Instagram handle, and Twitter handle is something similar as well. But that's the best way to get in contact with me. Email, Instagram, social media. I try to be as with it as possible. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bad millennial. So I'm not on it as much as some.
I'm with you, but if anybody's listening to Jordan, come see me. I'll be glad to give them your contact. I've seen firsthand what you can do for a young athlete. I've seen it.
Appreciate it.
There you go, personal endorsement. Jordan, really appreciate you joining the show. Thanks for doing this. We look forward to talking to you down the road, being a part of this show.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir. Thank you, guys.
Jordan,
appreciate
my guy. Thank you, buddy.
Jordan Williams, TriFit Personal Training in Murfreesboro. There you go. Look, it is the thing. And if that's something that you would like to get one of your kids into, you need to check them out. We'll come back. More of Youth Connect rolling along on this Monday evening on Nashville Sports Radio.
Hey folks, Eric Clark, production director for Nashville Sports Radio. Today, Kitchen Notes executive chef John Welch is hopping on to tell us more about Easter brunch at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chef John, seriously, just tell us about the smoked prime rib.
It's one of our favorites. We actually feature it on our regular menu. We dice it up and make something similar to a corned beef hash with it.
Smoked prime rib on Easter means you need to prepare. That takes some time, right?
Most definitely. I mean, with the prime ribs, we don't want to smoke them all the way. We do it for about 2 hours just to get some of that flavor profile, and we finish them in the oven.
Chef John, tell folks how to reserve their place at the Kitchen Notes table.
Yeah, they can make reservations with Open Table. I definitely suggest making reservations as soon as possible. We're hoping folks are going to come out and build a tradition with us and start making some memories here at Kitchen Notes.
Executive Chef John Welch from Kitchen Notes. Aside from a doggy bag, what can people take away from the Easter brunch at Kitchen Notes?
We're Grandma's Kitchen. We're just trying to take some of Grandma's classic comfort food and put a modern twist on it.
Easter brunch at Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown. Grizz Nation. Make some big Memphis noise and don't miss Jaron, Desmond, and your Grizzlies Friday at 7 as they battle the Rockets for Grizzlies Scholars Night, presented by Ford and your Mid-South Ford dealers. Get hyped, get ready for a star-studded show, and secure your tickets by calling 901-888-HOOP or online at Grizzlies.com. From Middle Tennessee's home for the Memphis Grizzlies, Nashville Sports Radio.
I'm here at the Big Game headquarters. Total Wine & More, scoring huge savings on the perfect bourbon. Local craft beer.
Forgetting something?
Oh, yeah. Cabernet, seltzers, and so many low prices.
Valentine's Day is right after.
Whoa, new game plan.
You got this. Total Wine can help you score the perfect bubbly, too.
Thank you. I would have been so...
You sure would have.
Your Big Game headquarters. Love what you find, always at the lowest price. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Milk, eggs, $42. Ma'am, you okay?
Need bucks? With Jackson Hewitt, don't wait weeks for the IRS to send your tax refund. Come in now for up to $3,500 with a no-interest, no-fee refund advance loan when you file your taxes. That's up to $3,500 today. Don't let high prices get you down. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes. So get to Jackson Hewitt today. For eligible clients, loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
What's your next dream? Paying off your credit card, remodeling your kitchen, exploring the rainforests of Costa Rica? Whatever your dreams, they take some planning. And State Farm agent Austin Hardy is right here in the Middle Tennessee community to lend a hand. As your local good neighbor, he can help you look at the things you want to save for and come up with a plan to make those saving goals happen. Because your money should work just as hard as you to achieve your dream. So whether it's being free of debt or free to roam the world, call State Farm agent Austin Hardy here in the Middle Tennessee community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is the Greg Vogue and John Burton Show.
These are on True TV. If you have Xfinity, just say True TV into your remote. It'll pop right up.
I tell my TV to do things, and it does.
Yeah, well, the things you ask your TV to do, I mean, you know.
Well, ever since I can't get Skinamax anymore.
Greg Vogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Streaming live on WNSR.com. It's Youth Connect with Darren McFarland and District Coach of the Year, Matt Rigsby.
Hillsboro coach, boys coach, Rodney Thweet will join us coming up in about 3-4 minutes. Appreciate Jordan Williams from TriFit Personal Training joining us. So that was good stuff. I mean, he obviously knows what he's talking about.
It was great stuff, and I really want to get him back on. Number one, selfishly, because I need him to keep educating me.
Yeah.
But what hit me a lot also is the training itself, in the age appropriateness of it, but I do think, and he was hitting on this, we just didn't have enough time, is the skill development, sport specific skill development itself. He's going to help you regarding the bigger, faster, stronger, the movement, the hip hinges, the opening the hips, and things of that nature. And what he can do is open it up to hitting a baseball harder. Again, getting our hips involved. Golf club, all those golf swing, all those things. But I don't want our athletes to still lose sight of the skill development, working on your skill itself. You've got to have Jordan. You have to have TriFit. You have to, unfortunately, but you do. Because if you don't, somebody else is. But don't lose sight of the skill of it too. Get Jordan, get TriFit involved in your training if you are a younger youth athlete.
Because a lot of times, and look, I think this is probably older demo like me, you think, oh, personal trainer, fitness, it's just strictly about getting in shape.
No. It is about movement.
Yeah. There's a lot of other factors and layers to it than it's not just getting in shape or shedding a couple of pounds. That's not it.
And hearing
that is part of it, but it's just a piece of the pie.
Yeah, and hearing Jordan talk, how many terms did he say that I don't even know? I've not even recognized? 50? I don't know.
Yeah.
But hearing him talk, he has the background, TriFit itself, to make sure they're hitting all muscle groups, all movements to make you a more successful athlete. And that was impressive. That was an impressive interview.
Coach, I think we've got a coach on the line. Let's bring in head coach Rodney Thweatt, Hillsboro's boys basketball coach. What a run they had in the state tournament. He now joins us here on Youth Connect. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Well, how was that ride?
Oh gosh, it was awesome. You know, we started the year obviously with a little tragedy and adversity when one of our seniors, one of our best players got in a car accident to start the school year, and of course he's been in a wheelchair since. And to galvanize around that kid and to have some kids step up in the roles that they weren't experienced in, and to make that kind of run and to have that kind of season, as a coach, I couldn't ask for any more. Just totally determined group.
Wow. What did you learn? I mean, that's, coaches always are looking, how are, your kids going to handle adversity? Well, I guess you got a firsthand look at how your kids handle adversity,
major.
Huh?
Yeah, major. And the way they handled that, first, I guess we started out maybe 9-0, 10-0, something like that. I knew that they were playing for a greater purpose than just themselves. And it was just a fun ride, a fun group to coach. It was every night they found different ways to win basketball games and to do it the right way. So as a coach, I'm just proud to be a part of what they accomplished.
Did you guys actively talk about it? Is that something you actively talked to them? Is that something that you heard them talking amongst themselves about?
Well, they wanted their warm up to have ball for Caden. Caden was the senior that 6'6" guard that was just a tremendous kid and a tremendous player and tremendous leader. He was everything to those guys because they were a younger group that played underneath him as soon as they got to high school, and to lose him there, they obviously wanted to honor him every time they practiced, every time they played, and going back and looking over it, that's exactly what they did.
Well, Coach Matt Rigsby here, and I'm going to give you beyond the utmost credit here, not even for your state tournament run, but just the story you're telling right now tells me that you coach one through everybody, and
yes,
that young man still was an integral part of your team back to leadership. You can be a leader on the floor, and you can be a leader off the floor. So
oh my goodness,
that was instilled by you and those young men as well. And I want to tell you personally, You don't need me to tell you great job, coach, but I want to tell you personally, great job, coach. And, also, you actually have to play basketball and not deal with things like that. So great job on the floor as well, and a heck of a run.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Coach, talk about the experience of what you went through, what your week looked like.
Oh, gosh.
Or was it such a blur you can't?
It was just moving. But, I have great kids. And like I said, we had 3 sophomores and 1 junior start. We kind of, after the accident, we were going to have 3 seniors start. And, we decided to go young and see if we could develop a situation that would allow some of these young kids to be in the position they were this year over the next 2 years.
Would you hear that, Darren?
And,
that means I'm not scheduling him next year. He said he's young. So don't be calling me. Don't be calling me, Coach.
Well, yeah, I just think that touching that floor at that age and, and having to deal with the elation as well as the disappointment, you couldn't buy that with $1 million. So I'm looking forward to a group of kids over the next couple of years that are going to benefit from, just like you said, playing 2 games, getting 2 games on that floor with a bunch of young kids is something that I've never experienced, but I'm looking forward to the byproduct of what that does to their motivation, their off season, their focus, all types of things that we can improve on. And like I said, it's just something I haven't had experience in. Most of the times that I've been down there, it's been with senior groups, and that was their last game.
Coach.
So JP Pegues's team would have done it as juniors and had a senior year to come back, but obviously the pandemic ruined the end of that run as well as their senior year because we weren't allowed to play until the end of February. I think they gave us 6 games that year, their senior year. So it was just 2 years of this seeing kids get disappointed and not being able to live out what they had dreamed and worked for. So this is going to be a new territory for me.
Well, what's not new territory is how you have built and sustained the success that you have. Now, but let me back up real quick. Who's this JP guy? Am I supposed to know him?
No, hold on. When you said that name, see, on Thursday of last week, Coach, this is what a lot of people you heard.
Including my bracket.
That was called brackets getting thrown into the trash can.
Coach, you cheated, though. There's no doubt you were not going to go against your guy.
You picked Furman, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Listen, this kid has made game winners. I started him as a freshman, and I can remember distinctly, we were 0-10 before he was put into the lineup as a 9th grader, and his first game, he hits a buzzer beater against Lipscomb. Puts us in and then he does it again at homecoming, at home, and it was just, he just was built that way. And I told the kids, I had the team at Sam's over here at the Stone River Mall right before we were about to check into a hotel watching the game. And I told all of them, I said, now, if he touches that ball with the last shot to win it, it's going to hit nothing but net. And surely he does it, and we just go crazy, and the restaurant people looking at us like, what in the world are they doing rooting for Furman like that? Without really knowing that was one of those kids' brothers. JP was integral part to showing the leadership to this group, and anytime he's able to come home, he's behind that bench cheering like he's still in Hillsborough. So it was just a great, great, great experience to share with him, and him finally getting to go to a big tournament that he wasn't allowed to do as a high schooler, and to eclipse that and hit a game winner against my favorite team, UVA, which my father and brother both graduated from. So I picked them right away and had no allegiance to the Cavs after I realized that they were playing from it.
Does Dad know that? Does everybody in the family know that you're picked?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Coach, I got to ask one more on my end.
Yes.
You're watching the Furman game. And I watched his post game interview.
Just for people listening that don't know exactly, we all know the upset, right? The Furman, that was the first big upset of the tournament, and Furman, this kid that we're talking about, J.P. Pegues, is that how you say his last name,
yes,
Coach?
Sir. Yes, sir.
He pops a 3 with about 2 seconds to go.
29, 30-footer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's him. That's what he did. In
Nothing but
Sub-State
net.
his junior year. Nothing but net. He did it in Sub-State. We were down 1. The play was to go to the basket. He shoots a 35-footer with 1 second left. Nothing but net.
Now, where was that Sub-State game, Coach?
That was at Hillsboro.
At Hillsboro. Versus who?
Yes,
I got to ask.
Northeast.
Northeast.
A really good Northeast team.
Well, I watched his post-game interview. Obviously, there's only one player on that floor that you're going to interview, post-game.
Yeah.
And he said he had such humility about him because I bet he mentioned 3 or 4 times how many shots he missed.
Yes.
But he also said, I'm a winner, so I just want to shoot that shot. Now, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he had so much calmness. I mean, the kid just hit the biggest shot of his life. And he's admitting, he's talking about how many shots he didn't miss.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. That's how he texted me back within. I know his phone crashed.
No doubt.
A little bit after we talked, but he got back with me probably as soon as that interview was over, and was still very appreciative of his experiences in high school and what we were doing in the state tournament. He took that time to deal with what was going on in the past in high school. So, very appreciative of having kids. It was just amazing. I tell you, having my kids watch that and see that and be so happy for our former borough, it just kind of brought everything full circle for me, and the program and the work we put in. And like I said, I'm still on cloud 9 about that. And it actually made dealing with the Final Four loss a lot easier.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a Final Four loss, Coach. I can guarantee you that.
Well, thank you.
Congrats on a very successful season. I know you wanted to go just a little bit further, but still,
yes.
Congrats on a very successful season. I would like for you to call or text Coach Rigsby in the offseason and try to schedule him and just see if he's thought of a good excuse.
I will do. I live right around the corner from the school, so that would be a nice evening for me in terms of getting home in time.
How about he calls or texts me for pointers on how to get to the Final Four? How about that?
He's not going to do that.
Come on, Coach. Help me out now.
A lot of luck.
Hey, that's what sports is all about, isn't it? I mean, luck is involved. Who's kidding who? Coach, really appreciate the visit. Great story. Appreciate you shedding a little insight on JP. That was fantastic to hear, and we'll catch up with you down the road. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you, Coach Rigsby, for allowing us to use the gym. And anytime that you guys want to talk, just give me a call.
Coach, I appreciate you very much, my friend.
No problem. Thank you.
That is head coach Rodney Threet, Hillsboro's boys basketball coach. They went all the way to the semifinals, right, of the state tourney. They eventually lost to Memphis Overton, who went on to win the state title. Correct. In their age, in their section 4A. I was
classification
lost for,
there.
Yeah,
we're
classification.
Going to get
Thank
you right.
You're going to have to reschool me, retrain me. Classification.
I'll train you on this display stuff. You train me on this radio stuff.
Do you know what I wanted to say? This is what mode I'm in.
Oh,
I was like,
if you bring up Kentucky high school basketball,
no. I said I was going to say in their bracket.
We're not talking about brackets. We've already had this
conversation.
I know. Mine was terrible.
All right, we'll come back and put a bow on another edition of Youth Connect here on Nashville Sports Radio.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. season. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Tennessee needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this month with hundreds of deals. Get up to 35% off over 100 different wines and spirits, including Cabernet, sparkling wine, single barrel bourbon, and so much more. These savings are huge, and even better, they're on top of prices that are already the lowest in town. Deals this good don't last long, so visit Total Wine & More to find yours. Love what you find at the lowest price, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're away from home and you want down-home cooking, Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel is the answer. Excellent, fresh, and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Music City omelet and some prime rib hash, or a cast iron waffle with Nashville hot chicken. For those wanting variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City. And of course, the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Start your day with the fresh, local, and down-home cooking of Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Hey, join me, Darren McFarland, and Matt Rigsby, who is the Siegel boys basketball coach at Siegel High School, Monday nights from 6 until 7 o'clock. The show is called Youth Connect. From coaches to players to trainers and everything in between, we discuss what it takes to be a high-level athlete here in Middle Tennessee, to be a high-level coach, to be a high-level trainer, like I said, and everything in between. We'll also discuss the travel ball scene. We'll discuss it all. It's Youth Connect right here, Monday nights starting at 6 o'clock on WNSR.
Welcome back to Youth Connect with Darren McFarland and head coach Matt Rigsby.
Good stuff from Hillsboro boys basketball coach. What a run. Semifinals, state tourney. Losing their best player, a tragic car accident, paralyzed. That's horrible.
Absolutely prayers for that kid. And what he still was able to do to motivate and lift the rest of the kids in that program.
No doubt.
Great job, Coach Thweet. I mean, tremendous job. Big time credit to those kids in that program.
A couple things before we get out of here. One, we're going to turn things over to the Memphis Grizzlies. They're going to be playing the Dallas Mavericks. John Morant, I guess, on the bench, but not playing. Devlin, is that correct? Not playing, just in
attendance.
In
not
attendance.
Playing, yep.
Okay, so he's going to be at least visible.
It's kind of like me in radio, in attendance, but not really playing.
Well, that's not true. You're playing.
I'm trying.
You're playing. You're playing. You're right. Coach Rigsby, get in there. That's what you've been doing this hour. You've been playing. Come on.
Don't get me in there with Jordan Williams and Tri-Fit, though, because that means I got to train. I don't want to do that.
The other piece of news is the Titans are not bringing back Josh Dobbs because he just signed a 1-year deal with the Browns. He's going back to Cleveland. Signed a 1-year deal with the Browns, which is where they got him from.
You broke that one on me.
Yeah, well, that just happened a little bit ago.
So, do we have a backup quarterback or what?
I don't know. We'll see. Willis. I guess it's going to be Malik Willis, I guess.
Well, you drafted him. You better use him. Well, you better figure it out.
But the new GM didn't draft him.
No.
And that's what's interesting. But I don't know that that's for sure what they're doing. It's not going to be Josh Dobbs, though.
I feel like Devlin's playing CCR trying to run us out of here.
A lot of
Another
Tennessee
Youth Connect,
fans.
though. Another Youth Connect.
In the books.
In the books.
Yeah. Good stuff. Appreciate everybody listening. Remember, Monday nights starting at 6 o'clock. Coach, good to see you.
Coach, thank you again, Coach.
And we'll do it next Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Going to turn things over. Grizzlies, Mavericks next.